While that last video rendered, I realized there are more options here than I even thought of after I thought of this crazy idea. So Command J, we're going to jump this original image, it helps to be in Photoshop when we do it, up to the next layer. And then we want to rotate this, Command T. Now to start with, I'm just going to hold down Shift and rotate it 90 degrees. Hit Return to accept that. Change the blending mode on this to difference. And this is the difference between those two layers and pixels. Now we could increase the contrast. We can do a lot of other things to maximize our brush. But from right here with the threshold adjustment layer, we can make a series of custom texture brushes. Now, this texture brush, you might say, oh, that looks just like that other one. Well, no, it doesn't, because this, the branches are all different. The distribution of the white is different, and that's what you want in your grunge brushes. You don't want a lot of repeating things. These three things here, this is kind of, it can look like scratches. And you can always, remember, double click, crank that threshold down a little bit more. So maybe you have one brush like that and one, up here. What you got to watch is if you make a whole series of brushes by just changing the threshold, you'll have these repeating patterns that will appear. Watch as I pull this up. So that's why I want to continue. See how this remained right here? And yes, we're adding other detail, but that's a dead giveaway. Hey, they're using the same brush over and over and over. But this is really big, and we can use part of the brush, and I'll show you some tricks for applying that brush too. But today's project is all about creating random, grunge brushes. And let's go ahead and click on, I could have just hit the letter B, which would have been a lot smarter, right? And here are our brushes for this current setup. I need to set up my custom brushes, right? So do you. We don't need to just continue to add these brushes, and we need to have descriptive names for these. So we need to figure out a naming strategy, and I'm not going to worry about that right now. But what we want to do is edit, and if we're doing this, we need to set a shortcut for this too, a custom shortcut. So maybe we got a new set of videos coming up. So I'm going to, call this GB01. So it's my grunge brush 01. And click OK. Now, like I told you, we could adjust the threshold and do things, but I'm going to turn that off. Come back here and we have our brush. Hit the letter V to get out of that. And on this layer, Command T, let's rotate it. Hold down Shift so it snaps, hit Return, and then again turn on our threshold. Now this is completely different, you notice? And again, you just adjust this and we have a new custom brush, right? Edit. What did I hit? Sorry, I woke up with a migraine. Why? That's interesting, huh? Remember I told you I was surprised that we could make a custom brush? So, if that happens to you, we know how to get around that, right? An everything layer, Shift Option Command E for everything. Now we can do it, edit, and define brush preset, and this is GB02. And we could rotate this one more time. I won't bore you with that. But instead of that, here's what I thought of while the video was rendering. I'm going to Command T. Command T. There. Oh, it helps if you're on a visible layer. Photoshop is telling me very subtly. I'm going to zoom out. Are you sure you know what you're doing? Command T. So I'm going to rotate it like that. And yes, we have this area where there's no overlap, which is bad. But we're stretching pixels. we're stretching the pizza. We are already bad. So I'm going to hold down Option and Shift so I constrain proportions and bring this out. Hit Return to apply that transform. Turn on my threshold layer, and once again we have a completely different, I hit Command 0 so you can see what's going on, a completely different grunge brush. And we'll take that one and we'll Photoshop let us do it this time because this is open. Very interesting. So who cares? Let's do another everything layer and save that brush preset. Edit. And this is our GB3. Now, I want you to make a series of custom brushes. You can give them your own name. We'll have to figure this out because, well, we'll eventually have to reconstruct everything. I want you to work for this project at 5,000 pixels square. But what I don't want you to do is to use this original image. Find something else. Well, find something else. Experiment. See what you can come up with to make totally unique custom brushes. And what we'll do is we'll assemble these into a collection. I will share them on the Adobe Education Exchange and give you guys all the credit. How about that, huh? Famous around the world, making people's Photoshop experiments look so cool with custom brushes. Way to go. You guys are heroes.